Hey friends, Todd Shipman here, Dean of Graduate Studies, Associate Professor of Biblical Studies at Midwestern Baptist Theological Seminary, and teaching pastor at the Masters Community Church. I want to do a book chat with you and think about Athanasius on the Incarnation. St. Athanasius, Church Father. So many ideas that we could tease out just of his life and his ministry, but I want to think with you about the book on the Incarnation here. In a book chat, I typically discuss the ABCs of a book, the argument, the benefits, any concerns, and those are here, but I want to just especially focus on the argument here and the benefits. When we think about Athanasius' book, we are looking at here an apologetic for the second person of the Trinity, the eternal Son, taking up human flesh, and as Athanasius states here, the divine dilemma. Humans have sinned. Image bearers have sinned and gone away. And so the second person of the Trinity coming and his mission in taking up human flesh. And we think about Incarnation, we often think about this book as a great Christmas resource, devotional, and for those who are preachers or teachers citing this and looking at Athanasius' argument. But much more than that, Athanasius also deals with Jesus' death and resurrection. When we think about the title here, On the Incarnation, I want to encourage you to think about not just Christmas, but Easter and Jesus' resurrection. There's a whole section here on the logic of the resurrection. In light of Jesus being the eternal Son, life in himself, he had to die, Athanasius argues, a public death so that it could be seen that he wasn't dying just because of some physical infirmity. He wasn't dying because of any human weakness. He was at full vigor when he was arrested, when he was crucified. He carried his cross. He did all of this to show that life was in him. And he came, as Athanasius states here, as a wrestler. Listen to what Athanasius says. As a noble wrestler, great in skill and courage, does not choose opponents for himself, lest he cause suspicion that he is fearful of some, but leaves it to the choice of the spectators, especially if they are hostile, so that when he has overthrown the one they have chosen, he may be believed to be superior to all. Yes, he came, he suffered, he submitted himself to death and rose from the grave. A public death as a powerful figure, a public resurrection to show that he didn't die just as a normal man. He is the eternal Son. Athanasius goes on then to deal with Jewish and Gentile opponents and opposing arguments. So much more could be said here, but I'll leave it with that, not just on the Incarnation, but the mission of the Incarnation, Jesus' death and resurrection. Here is a Christmas resource and an Easter one. He is risen. For more book chats, go to biblicalstudiestoday.com. For more preaching resources, biblical studies resources, go to mbts.edu. See you next time.